Hey folks, and welcome back to the channel. We're here again today with my Pasquali 945. Just finished doing a bit of ploughing in the field here, as you can see. And a couple of days ago, one of you guys in the comments mentioned about the forward, neutral and reverse control here, and how you can flip this lever and you can get yourself an extra couple of gears. So we're going to have a quick look at this today. So this is what we're talking about here, is this lever here. It's got this arrow head on it. And it looks like you can bring it up and flip it all the way over, potentially. Oh, it's stuck there. And get a few more gears. So it's all pretty stiff, pretty dirty. I think the first thing we're going to do is going to get in there and give it a good clean. So some tools we're going to need for the job. Got some WD-40. It's a solvent. It does have lubricant, but it's also solvent, so it's actually pretty good for cleaning. So we're going to use that first. We're going to use that in combo with a little metal brush. We've got some grease spray for when we finish to get it all greased up, and a pair of little pliers here to remove the circlips. Okay, let's get it coated. Okay, they should just pop in there. Oh, it's not quite the right size. Now inside here we've got a little ball bearing and a spring, so we've got to be careful that we don't lose those. It's pretty stiff. Might need a bearing puller. Try it with a hammer and a punch first. Just going to pop this rag on the floor just in case we do drop something. Hopefully it won't get lost on the soil. There we go. Okay, it's coming. Okay, there we go. So you can see there, it's flat on one side, rounded on the other, almost looks like a bullet. And the flat bit pushes against the spring inside there, and that fits into the holes there to lock it into place. I've just dropped it. Good job we put that rag down. Right, let's try and remove the rest of this now. There we go. There it is removed. So you can see the springs inside there. Let's try and get it out. Looks like it doesn't spring much anymore. There we go. It's quite a long spring. And there's all that housing. So we'll continue to get this cleaned up. I think we'll whip these screws off so we can get in the back and give it a really good clean. There we go. Plenty of leaves and scum behind it. That looks pretty good. Got some writing there. Looks like it says on. It says GM. Not sure what that means. Right, so let's get it back together now. Okay, we'll go for a bit of spray grease in here. Oops. Okay, let's grease up this. And here. That's where the spring's going to sit. Put this back in there as well. Oh, I have to compress the spring quite a lot. Let's get some grease on this thing. Like so. A bit more grease. Now we can slip this piece back on. I'm going to grease the shaft again. Circlip number 1. It's spinning freely now, so it's in the groove. Not great, but it'll have to do for now. Might replace that circlip. Right then, so start off with, this one was pointing backwards, like so. Right, so let's get that in here now. Let's get it greased up. Okay, looks good. There we go. It spins freely as well, so that's in the groove. Right, so that's us pretty much all greased up. Definitely feels a bit looser now, which is good. Okay, quick tidy up and then we can have a play around. Right then. So that's the operation basically. Flip it like that. Arrow forward. Actually got stuff written on it there. I can't actually make out the writing. It says normal. And then underneath there, let me see if I can see that. No, I can't. It's upside down though. Advance as well. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna fire it up and see what difference that actually makes. So yeah, it definitely makes a difference. I'm totally gobsmacked. I had no idea. So I'm thinking now we've got 3 reverse gears. So this has got low, mid and high range, and you've got reverse here. Now we've got 2 forward gears here, and then obviously still the same 3 ranges. So essentially we've got 6 gears. Let me show you what's going on here. Right then, so originally the arrowhead here, there you go, you can see the arrowhead there, was pointing in the forwards direction. What that means around the back is basically, as you can see when I strip this piece, we've got the holes there. We've got 5 holes in total where that little ball bearing sits in the groove there, as you can see there. So in this situation now, in this position, with the arrowhead pointing forwards, this here is a stopper which will max out there and also max out there to stop the action. This piece in the middle here, which is essentially the middle hole, 2 either side, that's actually reverse, that hole there. So as it is now, essentially we're in the second one back from the front, that is neutral. So as we move it forwards, this maxes out on the stopper it's in the very first position. That's forward gear. That's now in neutral. And back one there, obviously maxing out again, that would be reverse, neutral. So now as we look to flip this over, get into this position, as we come around the back, we're maxed out there. Reverse is now currently all the way forwards. We can move one back into neutral, and then we can move one back again, and now that's into a forward gear. So basically in the holes here we've got a forward gear, neutral, reverse in the middle, neutral, and another forward gear. The current forward gear with the arrowhead pointing back, that is the lowest of all. So that one and the range lever in the low position is basically as slow as it'll go. I imagine that means it'll have the most amount of torque. And the front position, it's not much faster, but it's a little bit faster. Now obviously once you get up into the high range, the difference between those two is probably going to be quite a lot as you're flying down the road. For now, I think we'll leave it in this position because I've never actually used it in this position before. This is the lowest range, and we'll have a little bit of a play around with that and see how the tractor performs. Okay, perfect. So another bit of knowledge learnt there. The only thing I need to do now is figure out what to do with that knowledge. So if somebody could explain why I need 6 forward gears and what I've used them for, that would be brilliant. Up to date, I've put it in low range and just the normal forwards for rotivating, mid range and the normal forwards for using the 5-prong cultivator, and then just the high range for the one time I've been on the road. So now, assuming I've got this second set of forward gears, when would I use what? If the arrow is pointing forward as it is now, which gives me access all the way forwards, what would I use that for? When the arrow is all the way back, flip backwards like that, so I can only get access to those back 3, when would I use that? If you've got any ideas, that would be brilliant. I'm just going to keep playing around with it to see what works best for me under each different application. Anyway, thank you very much for your comments. That's totally brought a whole new dimension to my little tractor, and we'll just keep on trucking for now. Thanks again.